thoughts on
last thoughts on the show or questions, comments?
I think for the boys, what is constructive criticism that we should do instead of just like being argumentative and being like, okay, let's go on our separate ways. Do you have advice for women who would like to bear children and build a legacy through a husband and a family? And then do you have advice for women who don't desire that and just want to be only fans?
You want to? Bro, you cheating.
He's cheating hard. He's cheating hard.
I'm lagging, right? I'm lagging right now.
Yeah, you are lagging. You are. No. You go first, Ben.
Okay. Damn it. All right, cool. So I guess advice for women to get married and have kids. I would just say, ideally, if that's one of your goals, like make sure that you understand what that man wants from you. And it's because most women nowadays, they date with no type of like, I want to say, knowledge of what the guy wants. And then you wonder why he leave me, why he broke up with me, is because you didn't bring value to what he really wanted in his life. So knowing what that man wants is very important. And then two, I guess when you don't want that in your life at all, for example, no kids and no man, I mean, ultimately just do what you want because it don't really matter at that point. So that's what I would say.
I feel like some people date just to date. They don't really have like a self-worth. Like they just date because they're either bored or because they have no money or they just have nothing going for themselves. And they're like,
or
just settle with anything.
You mean women or men?
Both.
I mean, if guys don't have money, it's going to be real tough to date.
I mean, there are some bimbos that would take care of the guys.
Yeah,
I was one of them.
Don't do that.
Yeah, and where's that guy now?
Absolutely nowhere. I kicked him out.
So fantastic. See, it doesn't work long term. I would say for girls, well, number one, find a guy that is worthy, right? And then, when you do find that guy, don't be a hoe. Be feminine, be fit, be friendly, and be quiet. We don't care about your opinion that much. I think something that's understated is that when you're out with your guy, especially when he's around his friends or whatever, shut the fuck up and don't talk unless spoken to. And I know that sounds, that's so misogynistic, but guys really do appreciate quiet girls. Like we do. You know, your opinion is not that important, and you're probably going to say something dumb anyway that isn't going to align with what the men are saying. So
also, I feel like if you're with the guy friends, if you don't agree with something, you don't have that argument in front of the friends. You do that in private.
Yeah.
Like maybe like when you get home or like you just step to the side, but you don't bring those problems.
I would say don't even argue, because a lot of times like girls will disagree or argue with something based off how they feel. Like a second ago, well, not a second ago, but like maybe like 30 minutes ago when I said something that most women aren't worthy of a relationship, you couldn't even remember what I said. You just didn't like how it made you feel.
Yeah.
So I think
it was based out of emotions.
Yeah. But so I think women need to also control their emotions as well, and like not just get in nonsensical arguments with their guy. And that's on the guy too, also, to kind of have some kind of semblance of masculinity. When your girl brings up stupid shit or tries to argue with you, you just give her just ignore her. Like anytime one of my chicks pisses me off, I just ignore them, and then they kind of come back to reality and realize, oh, he's not going to talk to me if I keep acting like this.
Which one?
Shut up, man.
One of many. No, but ultimately though, ladies, I would just say, figure out what that man actually wants. Do that, and then you're good to go.
Yeah,
pretty much.
But I would say these things I mentioned, all guys want this. Be fit, be friendly, be quiet, don't be feminine, don't be a hoe, and that will put you in a really good position because you'll be attractive, right? And you won't be a pain in the ass to be around. And then really on that point, like just keep the guy, be submissive, serve him, like,
and add value as well.
Add value. That's the other thing too.
Life, business, his home. Just be there for
him.
But
you said that you can't learn anything from her. So how, like, add value? How, like, physical labor?
Right, so what I always say is like the girl's got to come in and be a deductive problem solver. So she comes into the guy relationship, whatever. She notices, okay, he likes coffee, but he doesn't have coffee in the morning when he wakes up. Let me solve that problem. Bam, I always have it there without asking. Right? He really enjoys this type of food. Let me have it here ready so when he comes back from the gym, it's there. Or he likes to have a shake after the gym, whatever. You prepare. Like once you start like almost taking things on that he does himself, and you become more of a compliment to his life, and you assist him and you help him. I always say the best girlfriends are like the best assistants. You make his life easier so that he's able to operate at 99% to 103%. And that extra few percentage points really makes a difference. And here's the thing with guys. Guys really appreciate when women do gestures because most of the time women don't provide shit.
Yeah.
Most girls come in, they'll just take, and never give. So if you're able to come in and give and actually make his life easier, trust me, they're going to remember that shit. Men rarely get complimented. Men rarely get gifts. Men rarely get anything from women.
Do men like compliments? Is that
they love it?
It's cool.
They appreciate them.
Yeah.
They appreciate them for sure. But I'm just speaking in general of like what men typically never get from girls. So that's how you're able to make yourself stand out from other females immediately. Because most girls play hard to get. Most girls want to try to play a game. Most girls do these like stupid mind tricks or whatever and think that it makes them more attractive. So when you're able to go against the grain and actually be a fucking pick-me, bro. Like girls get mad at girls that are pick-me's, but it's like, who's getting picked?
What's a pick-me?
The pick-me's. The girls that basically do what men typically desire. Like girls that understand how men think, girls that understand how men behave. And it's crazy because girls will give terrible advice to be like, oh, stop being a fucking pick-me. What do you mean you cook and clean for your guy? What do you mean you serve your man? Are you a slave? Wow, girl, you're dumb. Like whatever. And like women give each other this terrible advice, right? I would also suggest don't hang out with your single friends once you have a man. Like all your friends that like to party and do host shit, stop hanging out with those girls because they're going to set you down a bad path. They're going to tell you, oh, why do you do all this shit for him? Are you a slave? They're going to start getting in your head and try to make you think like, damn, what would I do if I was single maybe? And they're going to fuck you up. They're going to manufacture arguments between you and your man. And there's a lot of times it's because they want to commiserate with you because girls aren't happiest when they're single. No offense, ladies that are single. But the reality is most women want a guy.
Absolutely.
Most want to sit there and be single and be by themselves and shit like that. Women are creatures that want social interaction, right? That's why women are more social. And they would hope to get a guy that they can be in a relationship with long term. And your girls will sabotage that shit because they want you to be hoes like them and commiserate in their singleness. And that's a bunch of
things. They just want you for the street activities.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. Facts. So I would say to summarize it real quick, we'll recap. Don't be a hoe. Be feminine. Be fit. Be friendly. Be quiet. Don't be a pain in the ass. Come into the guy's life and be an asset versus a liability. Most girls come in and they're a liability. They take. They don't give. Find out where that guy is deficient, and then it's on you as the girl to be creative, be attentive, and help him with whatever he's deficient in. And every guy, this is the kicker, every guy is different. So you got to figure out what that guy likes, what he dislikes, etc., and appeal to that. You basically conform to his situation. And trust me, that's going to go such a far way because most guys don't get shit for women in general. And that's it. You'll be able to keep the guy. That right there will set you apart from like 99% of girls, and you'll probably get a commitment. He might fuck other bitches. That's another thing too. Oh, except cheating too. That's another thing. Except him stepping up from time to time. I forgot that one.
Wait, I have one more added to your list.
Yeah. And the more money he has, the more likely he's gonna fuck other bitches. That's just the game, baby. That's just how it is.
Does he tell me?
I mean, hold on. That's irrelevant.
Do you want to know?
No. Yes.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you
No,
don't.
you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. It's probably better you don't know.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if you find a condom,
how are you gonna ask me if I want to know and I say yes and you say no, I don't?
Because women typically don't want honesty and transparency.
I do.
I feel like we say we
you
do.
want him to say, "Hey, I fucked this black bitch yesterday. It was great."
Absolutely.
Shaniqua gave me great dome. You need to impress. You need to improve.
I do.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
maybe you can handle the truth, but most girls can't. What I'm saying is this: be prepared for it. So if you see a condom wrapper one day, you're like, eh. And I know that hurts to hear that, but it's like, yo, guys always want new bucks, man. The more money he makes, the higher the likelihood he's gonna fuck other bitches. So that's a little caveat for our higher status guy. But regular niggas cheat too, so might as well just find the guy that you want to accept the cheating from. Those are my tips. If you are able to do those things, you will 100% find a man to take you seriously. 100%. Just the fact that you can accept him fucking other bitches is gonna put you head and shoulders above all the other chicks.
Well, he should really be careful because I have worked in the medical field a little bit, and you still can get herpes from using condoms. So please be careful. Yes, you can.
AK.
Wait.
Whoa.
You guys don't know that?
You be careful.
Wait.
You can
Okay,
that's fine.
We just covered it.
I'm just being a troll.
That doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but that
Just
woman
being a
was
troll.
just
Who knows?
posting stuff to troll.
You stupid. L.
We'll see.
L.
We proved it's not herpes. that chick that tried to expose him is a dumb hoe.
She's just being weird.
Not necessarily him, but it could happen. Like if you're promiscuously fucking around with a lot of girls and you still wearing condoms, you can still get herpes that way. So just be careful. That's all I say.
I mean, yeah,
All right,
you can also get everything just by
I
kissing.
get that, but the point I'm trying to make is that if a girl accepts this, right? I'm basically telling y'all that it's raining outside. Here's an umbrella. You can choose if you want to take the umbrella or not. I'm just saying most men are as faithful as their options. Men are always going to want to fuck other girls. You'll never sexually satisfy your man by yourself. Never. Men always want variety.
Options.
What was that?
Options.
Yeah. I mean, they want variety. Just different chicks.
Okay, did that answer your question?
Yeah, I think that answered. Well, then no, she asked and then she didn't.
I think you gave me better advice than he did.
I gave her an answer.
Yeah,
and then what was your thing?
Okay, so I feel like also another one added to your list is that you can't just be friendly with everyone. Like if you're out
the
with
man or the guy.
If like you're just saying like you're out with your dude and the dude has the guy friends. Like you can't just be like really friendly with them or like too open because the other guy is probably gonna think like,
Absolutely
what the
not.
fuck is this girl a hoe?
Yeah.
Like,
You should have
yeah.
talked unless spoken to. I think that's the golden rule. If you're at a social function as a woman with your man and he's
Speak
there
when
around
you're
his other guys,
spoken to.
you literally shut up and don't say anything.
Yep.
You just be pretty, help him out. If he be willing to like go get juice and drinks or whatever, right? Like if I got friends over or whatever, like you need to be serving him and his friends. And honestly, just get the fuck out the room and let them talk.
Yeah, usually it's like, hey babe, can you roll a blunt?
Yeah, like come in and check in. Hey, do any of you guys want anything? No, and then you leave. Sometimes just like being like I don't want to say being a servant or whatever, but serving your man goes very far.
Yeah.
Because most girls think, I'm strong and independent. I don't need to serve no man.
Serve it too.
Serve yourself then. Anything else?
See how
So
long y'all on though.
Yeah.
before you guys have said like when we meet women, they put them into one of two categories, just like women put
Yes.
men into one of two categories.
Yes.
So I guess like how as a woman would you differentiate? Like if you feel like you're like checking the boxes, you're spending time with this person, like how do you know? And how do you know? And then how do you know that you're off? Then how do you know you're like off the market? And like how do you know when you should you're claimed?
Okay, so when should the girl know that she's well, here's the thing, you need to behave like you're off the market when you find the guy that you like. Having like being a girl and like seeing a bunch of guys at the same time, at some point it's the guy's gonna find out, especially if he's good with girls, you're gonna find out that you're seeing other guys, and that might fuck you up and shoot you in the foot. So I mean, it's a risk. Because I know some girls are like, oh, I don't know where I stand with this guy. Let me talk to somebody else, etc. If the guy that you're talking to finds out that you're seeing other people, it's gonna make him lose attraction for you. Because he's gonna think, oh, she's because guys, the way we think is if you're talking to another guy, you're probably fucking him, whore. That's it. Right? That's just how men think. If a guy sees you, another thing too that girls don't understand that makes them less attractive. If I see you in a Lamborghini, if I see you at expensive restaurants, if I see you in foreign locations, private jets, anything like super luxurious, I'm automatically going to assume you're a whore. Even if you paid for it yourself. Because I know most of the time girls don't pay for these luxuries. Men do. If I see you in Tulum, like whore, I'm gonna just assume that, unfortunately. And it sucks for ladies because, like, you know, men judge a book by its cover a lot of times, but women do too. So a lot of times, if you have certain things or you're living a certain lifestyle, guys are gonna assume a man provided that. You're a whore. So I would say, as a girl, if you're talking to a guy, you need to behave like you're in a relationship with that guy. You know, if you want to get a job at a prestigious law firm, you want to get a job at any prestigious place, what do you have to do? You have to be a model employee to get promoted, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't respect the job.
Right.
Right? They have standards and regulations and dress code, etc., right, that you have to adhere to. Same thing with a man. If you're with a guy that other girls want to be with, he's the employer. He's a sought-after position. So to get that position, you have to rise up above all the other candidates and be the best candidate so that you can get elevated to, you know, worker, to secretary, to vice president, whatever it is. Because at some point you want to be at the top of that company. You want to be the main girl. You have to, you know, show these things from the beginning. That's what I would say. Do you like that answer? Probably not.
Was that good?
No, that answered my question.
Answer? All right, cool.
Perfect.
Anybody else?
All right, we are.
They're like, fuck y'all.
Pretty much.
All right, fair enough. Last one. Cougar Slayer 91 goes, at this point, femme movement isn't about rights that happened in 1900s. It's about making 3 or 4 socially accepted SMH. Ladies, do y'all agree?
100%.
So he said that feminism is about accepting promiscuous women, not necessarily about equality anymore. Do you guys agree or disagree?
Agree.
You agree? Anybody else disagree
mean,
with that?
Whole culture is a thing. It definitely could come from that.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
I think it's both.
Whatever.
Anybody else have anything they want to say?
I think it could be both, just because when they when they emasculate the women, I don't know, I feel like they're like trying to control the population to a certain extent. And when they break up the homes and they target the men and the women and making them hoes, and it's cute to be an OnlyFans and, you know, all this stuff with social media, especially being a woman, that I see being somebody who's more natural and doesn't have big tits, and I don't have a big ass, and
Facts.
all of these things. I don't wear a bunch of makeup.
Facts.
Yeah, it's hard. But yeah, I think it's just comes back down
Thanks
to
for confirming,
control.
Chris.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Nigga
no
says
problem.
facts after everything.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, anything else?
Yeah, I feel like in the 1900s we
Yeah.
wouldn't have this whole twerking shit like we do in 2023. And it's because, you know, I mean, it's fine if you do it. You know, hey, do
Well,
what you need
1900s,
to
it
do.
would have been different.
So do you think
Yeah,
we don't
They
have
would have
to
been like,
stand
fly,
up?
shake it, they butt it.
like-
Fly, shake it, they butt it. Now.
Like if you go to public, like
Now,
in the
or
1900s.
rapidly.
Take that hole.
Shake that hole rapidly.
Very fast.
Yeah. I don't see it happening back in the 1900s, like where women just twerking on the beach more so.
Well, it's also
as
because
it
of the
is here.
music that we
It
listen
could be
to.
the music,
It's
but
the music
yeah,
that we listen
I
to
think
now.
it's more of like an empowerment thing. Like this bitch twerked the fucking fastest. She
But the
gets most
empowerment
dick,
leads
you know?
back down to disempowerment, though.
Yeah,
I
like
know, but
you
that's what everyone
think you're
thinks,
empowered,
like-
but at the tail end of it, you're literally like shooting yourself in the foot.
It's
I don't know.
subjective because it's good and bad. It's good in the sense that women could be more sexually liberated. It's bad in the sense that it's a trend, which makes it look cool to people that wouldn't subscribe to that.
But I feel like it's more so a fact of you
Wait,
should
what?
be like
What?
sexually liberated for your man. Like you shouldn't
Yeah,
be
I feel like
exposing
you
yourself
can-
for anyone except
Yeah.
for like
I think you
What
could
are you
explore that
saying?
sexual liberation and awakening through your husband and the cock that you're fucking. Not just like shaking ass on the beach. It is
Would it
real.
be fair to say
Yeah, I
that
feel you.
all the ladies here on the panel, would you prefer to have just one guy you're having sex with, or would you be better? Would you feel better with 2 or 3 guys that you're seeing?
One.
A rotation.
One.
of
I
just
want
one?
monogamy
One.
strictly.
Just one.
All of you want just
I don't
want
like
one?
to share.
Yeah.
Just one.
I want monogamy.
Does anyone want a rotation? Nobody.
No.
Okay.
But they're all single.
Hey, Chris,
Okay.
All right.
I'd rather be single than throw my
You're
cat.
single too, though, aren't you?
yeah, Chris.
Well, is a single guy
By
the same
choice.
as a, yeah?
Oh, okay.
Is a single man the same as a single woman though? Honestly,
Nope. Two different things.
Nothing's equal in this world, so no.
You're right.
I would argue a girl that says, "Oh, I choose to be single," is like a guy that says that's a virgin saying, "I choose to not have sex with
I
women."
definitely am not.
That's
choosing
involuntary
to be
celibate.
I'm not choosing
I just think we're
either.
all hoes.
Speak for yourself. What?
You stupid.
I think
I just no, like not like
Who's
that.
mans?
But I just feel
because
like
women want
Who's mans?
relationships. Like you can't say I'm single by choice, but you're not the one that chooses relationships. The men do.
Yeah.
That's like me
Right.
being, a virgin and I can't get laid, and I'm saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a virgin by choice." No, I'm not. Women made me involuntary celibate.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Women control sex, men control relationships. So I always laugh when girls say, "Oh, I'm single by choice." No, you're single because the man that you want doesn't want you in return.
Yeah.
Facts.
And it's not by choice. I
Right.
think it's the quality of man that I want. I feel like I'm also holding out for.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
And he ain't holding out for you. Yeah.
He
That's
ain't
the thing.
holding
Yeah,
out for
yeah,
me.
that's the
Yeah.
thing.
It
Yeah.
sucks. It sucks. It's
You know?
it's a drought.
Because
Yeah.
the reality is, I'm sure all of you have been with a man, right, that you really like, but he just didn't commit, so you had to move on.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
every
Yes.
single man in my
Mhm.
There you go. So that's what it comes down to. Hopefully, if you guys take my tips, you'll be better at having girl game. Because I'd argue most women don't have girl game. They're great at getting a guy, fucking a guy, but they suck at keeping that guy after they fuck.
Yeah, retaining.
Yeah.